Welcome to our YouTube channel dedicated to exploring the latest insights and opportunities in the world of finance and investments, with a special focus on currency revaluation, gold and silver investments, cryptocurrency, and make money online opportunities, and more. If you're interested in staying up to date on the latest developments in currency revaluation, particularly the Iraq dinar and other currencies, best to subscribe to this channel. Please note that the content on this YouTube channel is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. We are not licensed financial advisors, and the opinions expressed on this channel are based on our own research and personal experience. We strongly recommend that you do your own research and consult with a licensed financial advisor. Also, just before we go any further, this channel has a weekly giveaway of 100 Dogecoin. To enter, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, like this video, and watch this video until the end, because if you don't, you will be automatically disqualified from the giveaway. We will be sharing the random hashtag keyword daily somewhere in the video, and then comment hashtag the keyword with no spaces in between in the comments section. Good luck. Now, let's proceed with the latest Iraq dinar news and intel today. Please take these pieces of information with a grain of salt, and please make sure to do your own due diligence. All right, folks. Things are heating up fast in Iraq's monetary reform story, and I'm talking big moves that could shake up the dinar landscape. We've got a hard 20-day banking deadline straight out of Washington, a controversial law about to be voted on that could shift the balance of power in Iraq, a digital transformation that makes the current exchange rate look outdated, and a major push to completely sideline Iran from the financial equation. This isn't just noise. These are the kind of moves that could set the stage for a revaluation, and if you're not tracking them closely, you might miss the signs everyone will be talking about after the fact. Let's get into the updates, and stick around, because at the end, I'll share my own take on how all of this ties together and where I think it's heading. From Intel Newshound Guru Mark Z via PDK, article, Washington is pressuring and watching. 20 days left before the liquidation of Iraqi banks and the options. Any of them who are not up to the new capital requirements may be folded into existing compliant banks to make things secure. It is important for them to be stable so they can lift their purchasing power. Lifting the purchasing power means revaluation, or RV for those confused by the terminology. From Intel Guru Wolverine via Judy Byington, I've been told to be quiet as not to hamper the RV. All I can say is that I'm very happy. From Newshound/Intel Guru Mountain Goat, article, a new U.S. threat to Iraq. The U.S. State Department says the passage of the Popular Mobilization Forces PMF law will change the nature of the bilateral security partnership with Baghdad. We find that the Iraqi parliament already passed the first and second readings of the draft Popular Mobilization Forces law, awaiting a third reading and vote. Article, the U.S. State Department warns Baghdad, the Popular Mobilization law changes the nature of our bilateral security partnership with Iraq. We learned that according to U.S. Secretary of State, Rubio emphasized that any such legislation would entrench Iranian influence and armed terrorist groups, undermining Iraq's sovereignty. This new law in dealing with the PMF would legally make Iraq a puppet state of Iran. The Iraqi parliament vote on the PMF law on August 14th. From Intel Guru Frank 26, Iraq Boots on the Ground report, from Firefly TV is saying we only have 20 days left to implement the banking reforms issued by Oliver Wyman of the United States. Says Washington is pressuring and watching. We only have 20 days left for liquidation of banks. They have to get capital up to a certain amount. From Frank, that's why I keep telling you, watch what President Trump does this month in your country. T-minus 20 days and counting to implement your monetary reform. From Newshound Guru Militiaman, Iraq is going to a digital environment. They've got real-time data from counties that will hook up to Iraq. They're going to need all that information. 1310 isn't going to work, because if it was going to work, they would be international already. From Newshound Guru Samson article, Washington is pressuring and watching. 20 days left before the liquidation of Iraq's banks and the options once. From newshound guru Pimpy, Iraq doesn't have a banking system that's the greatest in the world. They're still going through reforms and there is no central bank digital currency. They are comfortable with where the exchange rate is at the moment. From newshound Intel guru FNU-LNU, the government got carried away with all the happy talk about its banks, but upon inspection by the international consulting firms, it was realized that the banks weren't equipped and the personnel were untrained, possibly untrainable. This is all a direct result of the USA over-sanctioning Iraq. 2+ decades of degradation and rampant crime have severely damaged Iraq, and a return to normalcy will take more time and patience. From Intel guru Frank26 from Firefly, don't you love it when you see Iran influence in your country be squashed by giving them a bloody nose? Of course they're angry. They don't have the power they used to have to steal your money from the CBI. They can't steal it from contracts, your businesses in the black market. They are beyond angry. They are not invited to the party of your monetary reform. That's why you have security and stability that we needed. The new exchange rate is here. The flag has been planted. Watch what happens by the end of this month with President Trump. From newshound Intel guru Walking Stick, Sudani, Saleh, and Alak are the only ones we want to hear from concerning the monetary reform, because these are the three that are shoulder to shoulder on monetary reform. Their actions have supported and proven this to be true. There are no secrets in the monetary reform. There is a very big push, not just from Trump, but from the international community, to cut Iran out of the monetary reform process of Iraq. From newshound guru, militiaman, you're going to have to disclose data. And that data is going to be scrutinized. It's going to be looked over, know your customer, and all of that. It's going to be important for every one of us that are investors to be able to have accurate reasoning why all of a sudden you have a lot of money. Banks are going to be checking that. You were making 10, 20, 30, 40, $100 an hour. Then all of a sudden you've got a lot of money. They're going to be skeptical and want to know why. Be prepared for that. It's just the way it is. Before ending with few more updates, the hashtag keyword for the 100 Dogecoin giveaway is degradation. Comment down below which updates you like, think is valuable, or get you most excited. You can be the lucky winner if you like, subscribe, and watch the main content of this video. This will be for this coming Sunday's giveaway, and the winner will be announced in one of the Sunday's videos, so you do not want to miss it. From newshound guru Samson, article, the U.S. State Department, sanctions are likely to be imposed on Iraq if the Popular Mobilization Forces law is enacted. From newshound guru Pimpy, the thing that makes me nervous is crude oil, 66.82 cents per barrel. I'm a little nervous about that. We got to remember it's got to be around 84s per barrel. Hopefully things will rebound for them. And finally, the last update is from Intel guru Frank26 Iraq Boots on the Ground report from Firefly. Sudani came back on television and he said the banking reforms will raise the value of the Iraqi dinar. From last year, he said, before the end of the year, your currency will have purchasing power and it will have value added to it. It didn't happen. Then, in January of this year, who became president? All we needed was a new president. Before I get into my final thoughts, quick reminder, if you're following the RVRI journey and you don't want to miss those key moments when news drops that could change everything, make sure you hit subscribe right now. I've been digging deep into these updates, and trust me, you'll want to stay in the loop as this plays out. All right, now, we've just gone through some massive intel drops, and in my opinion, a few stand out as possible game changers. First, Mountain Goat's take. Banking stability isn't just a nice to have, it's a core prerequisite for a real RVRI. The Oliver Wyman-led reform plan, especially if it's truly on a 20-day clock, could remove one of the biggest "we're not ready yet" excuses. And when you pair that with potential U.S. oversight, it's not just reform for reform's sake. It's reform that could get a green light from the Treasury itself. That's not fluff. That's critical infrastructure for a stronger currency. Then Frank26's Boots on the Ground report. Sudani literally telling the public banking reforms will raise the value of the dinar. Now, sure, he's made similar statements before, but when you combine that with the market rate convergence Claire reported, you've got two strong pre-RV signals aligning: stability in the parallel market and a PM openly connecting reforms to value increases. Militiaman's angle fits right in here. Iraq's digital transformation and real-time data integration are not just modernization bragging rights. They're about connecting Iraq to global banking, meeting AML KYC standards, and making a low-value 1310 rate increasingly incompatible with the country's stated economic ambitions. You can't expect to integrate with WTO systems and attract serious investors while holding on to a purely domestic stability rate. And then, hot take, Wolverine. He comes in and basically says, "I've been told to zip it so I don't mess with the process, but I'm very happy." That's it. No extra detail, no speculation, just a hint. And if you've been in this space long enough, you know sometimes silence says more than any full-blown intel drop. The fact that he's this quiet could mean the process is at a sensitive stage where talking too much could actually interfere. That alone makes my ears perk up. Now, putting all of this together, my read is that we're in a rare moment where the banking, political, and technical pieces are closer to alignment than they've been in years. But it's also a balancing act. Oil prices dipping below Iraq's break-even point could slow the timeline, but it could also add pressure on Sudani to deliver reforms, including currency reform during his term, to secure political legacy and economic stability. If this 20-day reform push is indeed tied to IMF World Bank compliance and U.S. approval, we could be looking at one of those inflection points where the CBI either acts or sets the stage for action in the near term. In my opinion, the combination of market rate convergence, high-level political statements, and international oversight makes this moment too important to ignore. We may not have the date, but the structure beneath the RVRI narrative is starting to look very real. And that's my final take. Moreover, we posted a breaking news the other day. Iraq just made a major move toward joining the World Trade Organization by completing comprehensive technical responses, an essential step that signals a shift toward full international integration. While this might seem like a routine headline, it's actually one of the strongest signs that Iraq could be preparing to move off the program rate and take the dinar global. In this video, I'll break down how this development ties directly into the RVRI process, how it connects with IMF Article 8 compliance, and why this moment could indicate the beginning of the end for the 1300 rate. If you've been watching for the clues and waiting for confirmation that Iraq is ready, this is the update you don't want to overlook. Most people will miss the significance until it's too late. Please go ahead and check it out by clicking on the link on the top right of this video, as you don't want to miss this. Lastly, we will continue to post videos about the recent events and articles supporting the changes taking place in Iraq, so you don't want to miss them. Also, don't forget, please drop a comment below with hashtag and the keyword, and let us know what you think. If you like this content and like to support this channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get notified when new videos are uploaded. See you on the next video. Bye!